Twitter and Facebook have more hate speech than censormfront or Gab, says UC Berkeley. As I'll be discussing in another video, from UC Berkeley, once the home of the free speech movement in America in the 1960s, comes an Orwellian AI, artificial intelligence to detect hate speech for monopolies like Facebook and Twitter. Yep, Orwellian political correctness intensifies. But we'll get more into that in another video, but note for this video the following fact. According to UC Berkeley, Facebook and Twitter, also Google and Reddit, are worse when it comes to hate speech than alternatives including Gab and even censormfront. If you don't know, censormfront is particularly intended for white supremacists and neo-Nazis and stuff like that. And even still, according to UC Berkeley, which is not right-wing, it's very far left, Twitter, Facebook, Google, and Reddit are worse when it comes to hate speech. Worse than censormfront, worse than Gab, Minds, BitChute, etc. Now remember, Gab was supposedly such a hive of villainy that it had to be publicly demonized so as to manufacture public consent for deplatforming them. But of course it rose from the ashes like a phoenix, but anyway, they still tried their best to kill it. And they did, temporarily. But if Gab is so bad that it had to be destroyed, then wouldn't that mean the need to terminate Facebook, Twitter, Google, and Reddit is all the more dire since they are that much worse? In this piece about the anti-hate speech artificial intelligence for UC Berkeley's Cal Alumni Association, Glenn Martin wrote, quote, "The OHI, that's the Online Hate Index, yes, an Orwellian thing, intends to address these deficiencies. Already their work has attracted the attention and financial support of the platforms that are most bedeviled and that draw the most criticism for hate-laced content: Twitter, Google, Facebook, and Reddit," unquote. Again, folks, this is coming from UC Berkeley. UC Berkeley is very much in line with their, the political biases of the CEOs of Twitter and Patreon, people like Jack Dorsey and Jack Conte and the guy from Apple who gave that disgustingly hypocritical speech not long ago. So these are not their ideological enemies saying that they are the worst when it comes to hate speech. They are working with designing these Orwellian systems for these platforms, and they're saying that these very platforms are the worst. And it's not like they don't mention censormfront and Gab, that they didn't take that into account. No, they did. Read the article. You can scroll down, see the link below. And by the way, this is from the 7th paragraph of that article. So be sure to use this against idiots out there who are like, oh, they should be allowed to censor. No, look like they're monopolies, and that's not legitimate. Okay? Not legitimate. Now, it should be obvious that these media tech giants have more quote-unquote hate speech than platforms like Gab, Minds, MeWe, BitChute, Steam, etc., because they just have more sheer volume of content, more users, and so on. But if they have more quote-unquote hate speech, then they are worse, are they not? I mean, what excuse can there be for going after Gab and not Twitter? What justification is there for going after Subscribestar and not Patreon? In both cases, the latter is far more guilty of supporting hate speech than the former. What's the difference? One is a giant, the other one isn't. One complies with political correctness, the other one is neutral. It's not about benevolent, hate-free media monopolies up there in heaven holier than us versus little demonic, hateful upstarts like Gab or Subscribestar. It's not about that at all. It's about power and money. It's about powerful monopolies crushing independents, their competition. Because these dinosaurs can't compete fairly. They've become lazy and complacent. They don't want to improve their platforms. That would take effort. They're like fat, old, lazy, stupid emperors who were once young, fit, hungry warriors. Now along comes a young, hungry warrior or two, and these fat, old, lazy, stupid emperors know they can't beat them in a fair fight. So they use their power, not all of which they have earned, by the way, because they get welfare from us taxpayers to bootstrap them unfairly above everyone else. And it's like, why are the giants getting the most help when they don't actually need it? I don't know, but I didn't let them take my tax money. Did you? I don't think so. They don't want to compete. They don't want to improve. They just want to keep getting fatter and older and doing things like selling your private information illegally to China and so on, and then paying off Congress apparently, because apparently Congress will do nothing to stop them, nor do they give a shit. They just do a little spectacle for the public. They put on a little show like, hey, Mark Zuckerberg, sit there and let us ask you tough questions, and then not. So it's not that Gab or Minds or BitChute have more hate speech and therefore must be eradicated. That's just an excuse used to manipulate the public to accept their censorship. Notice, by the way, how the CEOs of Twitter, Apple, Patreon, etc., they act like they're enlightened and politically correct and spiritual and qualified to judge we plebeians, the unwashed masses who are just full of hate speech compared to them. It's not like they don't make money off of slave labor in third world countries or anything. Oh wait, they do. And notice that they allow hate speech, quote unquote hate speech, on their platforms as long as it aligns with their political biases. They even allow people to raise money. Groups like Antifa can raise money on Patreon, for example, and then use that money to go out and attack innocent people. But you know, their political bias is the good one, you see. Yes, they're on the right side of history, sure. Now, that's enough bitching for me about this. Just remember this, because it's the sort of thing that these Orwellians would tout on social media if it served their bias and their agenda, so use this against them. UC Berkeley, one of the most left-wing, quote-unquote progressive, in other words, regressive left institutions in America, says that Twitter, Facebook, Google, and Reddit are worse when it comes to hate speech than other things like censormfront and etc. Okay? Again, 7th paragraph in this article, link in the description. Again, I hope to focus on this Orwellian anti-hate speech artificial intelligence in another video in the near future, but for now, know that Dr. Claudia von Vacano, if I'm saying that correctly, who is on the boards of the Social Science Matrix and who is executive director of the Digital Humanities at Berkeley and of the D-Lab where this online hate index and anti-hate speech artificial intelligence is from, is quoted at the end of this article as saying, "We'll need to continually update and our work will never be done," which to me is reminiscent of the passage of 1984 by Orwell, where O'Brien says to Winston, "Always there will be the intoxication of power, constantly increasing and constantly growing subtler. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever." But let us not despair, for let us remember, to paraphrase Princess Leia, that the more they tighten their grip, the more we will slip through their fingers. People, some of our best videos are only available on BitChute because YouTube removed some of our best videos. Videos where we expose these lying propagandists that pose as journalists, for example. So make sure you subscribe to us on BitChute. See that first link in the description below. The quality videos that we put out take a lot of hard work and time, so we're unable to make videos for everything that we would like to, but I will now start posting updates on Gab and Minds about things that we would cover in our videos if we had the time, such as updates about the Yvette Flarka trial, the James Fields case, upcoming or recently held rallies and protests, and so on and on and on. So, friend me, follow me, etc. on Minds and Gab for thought-provoking posts and for updates. Notice also that we don't ask for money. Sometimes we suggest that you maybe donate to some other cause, but we never actually get involved with the money itself. We just give you links. We don't monetize our videos, though sometimes YouTube will place an ad on our videos because of copyright issues, but that's against our will. Nothing we can do about that, sorry. So we don't ask for money, but we do ask that you repay us for our relentless hard work by sharing our BitChute videos. Again, BitChute, we much prefer that you share our videos from BitChute and not from YouTube because there's no future for channels like ours on YouTube, but we think that BitChute will stay around unless the media monopolies manage to kill that off too. So again, see the link to subscribe to us on BitChute. Thank you very much. Peace, love, freedom, and equality, truth, justice, honor, hope, courage, humor, personal responsibility, and individual liberty.
Thanks for watching. No, okay. Thanks for watching.